And I've heard you say more than once that there are three core aspects to data storytelling. First, the data, second, the story, and third, the telling. Talk us through that.
You start to tease it apart. So when people are trying to convey something to a business, again, tell a story, and data storytelling, probably still one of the most hottest non-technical aspects of the data space. And it was the focus of my book, as you mentioned in the intro. You've got the data part, and data people start with the data, so they know that. And the story is putting it in some form of organized fashion that has a narrative, beginning, middle, and end. What's the point of it? But then you get to the telling part, which is delivering that. And that, I think, that my belief is data, storytelling, and those three things, that's in descending order of expertise for most data leaders out there. They know the data, they can put a story together, but can they convey that message in a compelling, business accessible way? Because it doesn't matter how good the data is, and it doesn't matter how well structured you think your story is. If you can't tell it in a way that somebody understands it, it's all worthless. So these things all have to go together, and we don't spend a lot of time on the telling part, the practical aspects of it. How do you present this? What kind of terminology do you use? Even really, it goes from the philosophical all the way down to the real tactical. Like, okay, if you're going to present something, you're going to talk to all your leaders, stand up, okay? Stand up at the end of the table and make sure you have all their attention. Don't do distracting things like hand out the deck beforehand so everybody can look through it. And, if you're a vendor, they just check for pricing right away and they're not even listening to you. Really basic stuff like that, all the way up to, okay, does the story you're telling, are you delivering it in a way that people are actually listening to? And a lot of that has, part of why I wanted to be on your podcast there. I love the title, and I agree with you. Malarkey is a fun word that isn't used enough, but certainly means, what we both talk about. Skip all that technical buzzword speak. Don't try and impress them with, the latest, greatest kind of thing you think is important, because that vocabulary doesn't ring true with the business side. They're not up to the latest thing that they're seeing in, on the analysts or on LinkedIn or whatever. And speak in their language. If you want to talk to the business, speak in the language of your business.
I trust you've enjoyed this brief section of my conversation with my most excellent guest. Check out the full podcast episode by clicking here.